Hello guys, welcome to the second show match series in the StarCraft PH community head-to-head between the Green Terran here, Mausami, and the Blue Protoss eXoDash. So we'll do our amazing overlay right there. eXoDash gonna be on that Blue Protoss, starting things off strong with a pylon. What else do you expect? You always need that for supply. Gonna probe up as well. On the other hand, Mausami with the standard supply depot will wall up here on the first base. Interesting enough, instead of the second. The second one does have a bigger ramp, so you will need a little more buildings there to actually block that up. This might give eXoDash an opportunity to put a forward pylon, or maybe go for even a cannon rush. We'll see if he's actually gonna do that. No, it looks like he's gonna play standard, gonna put up a gateway, and now the probe getting some vital scouting information. Just checking out what Mausami is gonna be up to. So it's pretty standard stuff here so far for both teams. And I said teams again. It's always I say teams when I come from an Overwatch cast. It's like it's just one person. In the meantime, eXoDash a little ahead, but this will all change the moment the Daks comes up and the overall command will be in play. Will we see an early expansion here from eXoDash? He's already going for the proxy mining. Now he's gonna go for the second almost immediately. Gonna pop up Zealot as well after the Nexus. So before the 2-minute mark already, the Protoss starting the expansion, and this is gonna be a Reaper now coming out here from Mausami. I think eXoDash spotted that out, spotted the barracks with the animation of production. On the other hand, it's gonna be eXoDash building up a cyber core first, before even building up a zealot. This could be a little dangerous if the Reaper can go for a cross-country trip past state lines, past this Heron base, and into the Protoss 1 instead. eXoDash and Mausami though dueling with the workers, and now the Reaper will take care of that probe. RIP probe, you will be missed. In terms of army supply, there you go. 1 and 21 versus 0 and 22. A very economical basis here for eXoDash so far. Gonna be Chrono boosting out 2 Stalkers. That's interesting. Gonna go for a double Stalker play. Doesn't want to go with the Zealot. Will not chase around that Reaper. In the meantime, where is that Reaper? Where is the Reaper? And the Reaper is way over here. Gonna go for the scouting. Gonna go for the harassment as well. And we'll see what this Reaper will be up to in just a bit. We'll be a little surprised actually how Mausami set up, and a Stalker already meets him. Cluster charge is gonna be there, doesn't even get the hit, and now gonna jetpack away for the time being. Mausami needing those combat drugs to heal him up. eXoDash though already starting the transfer really quickly. This is gonna be the Protoss just trying to stay ahead of the Terran, knowing that the Orbital Command and the Mules are gonna be in place. Second Orbital Command is there as well. But in the meantime, it looks like Mausami is gonna focus on economy over defense, not putting up a bunker here for the Marines, which is okay because eXoDash did not go for the Adepts, he went for the Stalkers. It doesn't have to deal with any harassment in just a bit. Looks like we are gonna be here for a pretty long game compared to usual, unless someone makes a fatal mistake. The Reaper though staying on the outside for the time being. And now another sweet transfer right there. So basically both players just running a very defensive composition, but at the same time mixing it up. We have a Cyclone right now, and the Marines are gonna combat aggression here from Mausami. Gonna probably bring up the Reaper as well. On the other hand, we will see a Warp Prism and charge, and wow, he's gonna build 5 gateways. That's a lot of minerals sunk into this, but this is gonna be very dangerous now. He only has 2 Stalkers, and the Cyclone is gonna come in. This thing is very strong against these armored units, I believe, and can just lock on to the Stalker. The Marines can actually tank up a bit as well, just be a little distraction there. We now have a medevac flying in, and eXoDash caught with his pants down. All the probes! What the probes moving? Oh, it was a Widow Mine drop there from a 2-prong attack right now happening from the side of Mausami. This looks very bad here for eXoDash. He might lose his expansion. Artosis Pylon goes down and Cybercore is offline. But here comes the gateways. He needs to have all these minerals though. Gonna You're gonna be sacrificing this second base already. Highly unfortunate right now here for eXoDash. And here comes the Marines. There is 2 Artosis pylons here for eXoDash. This is gonna be a complete shutdown of the production line here from the Protoss. The Probe's gonna come in. Here are the Zealots into the back line. And this is Mausami attacking when the iron is hot. Exactly when eXoDash was still trying to get dressed for dinner. Mausami now bringing on the dessert. It's gonna be a Liberator. The Stalker is the only one that can actually get some hits out, and the Cybercore is depowered, focusing fire on the Zealots right now. And now the Stalker absolutely dangerous here for eXoDash. And look at this Mausami going rampant. Zealots being warped up once again. Chrono Boost is there as well, but that's gonna be GG. eXoDash playing way too greedily. And oh, that's cool! I've been looking for that. It's the one that shows you something that's being produced. So, gonna be eXoDash here in the bottom left on the blue Protoss. This time, Mausami on the red Terran. So I've been noticing that color does matter in StarCraft. It might be a luck factor here. So maybe Mausami will actually lose this one because he's not picking green. Or maybe red is his more dominant color. He does have the 1-0 lead in this game. On the other hand, eXoDash once again with the pylon here all the way to the side. I think this pylon here giving the vision of down below, not only to, you know, get that high ground vision, but because this is an entryway for the dropship play. Gonna be a gateway there as well. Not gonna wall up, interesting enough. And it's gonna be a proxy racks here from Mausami. I love me some cheese. This is gonna be some sweet cheese whiz right here from Mausami. Gonna put up that barracks already. And does eXoDash know about it? Looks like he doesn't yet. Oh, he's gonna put a pylon here. And the Cell Naga Tower will be in control of the Protoss. He might be putting up a gateway inside the grass, or gonna be outside, never mind. Gonna be gateway right here, and he can just easily put up a unit to have the watchtower vision. So double proxy play right now here from Mausami and eXoDash. But oh no! Oh no, this is absolutely unfortunate. eXoDash once again playing extremely greedily, spending 250 minerals outside of his base, not building any army. And here comes Mausami. Looks like he's gonna scout this out and notice that there is absolutely no defense so far here from eXoDash. eXoDash, dude, you gotta chill with your teching up. Starting to do the proxy gateway build. I love proxy play. So now here comes the Reaper, and this is gonna be absolutely painful here. In the meantime, gonna be a wall up there from Mausami. Here comes the Reaper. Stalker gonna be chrono boosted out, exactly what he needs to do. Gonna be the probes at it, and it's gonna be shield batteries put up. So maybe the probes can tank this up. 2 have fallen already here from the side of eXoDash. That's a third one. This is already such a worthy Reaper, worthy of his name, not a recruit anymore, but now he might be recruited into death, gonna back off instead. So yeah, Mausami doing a substantial amount of damage. Army supply already 4:2, gonna be double Reapers. We did see 3 probes there die off in the meantime. But now, we have some shield batteries here. Gateway is gonna be up and about here from eXoDash as well, and we have the Manor Engineering Bay. This is what you do. If you guys don't know what this does, you put it in the middle and you cancel building it at 99%, not finishing it up. Okay, exactly there. I thought he was gonna finish it up and actually go for the upgrade in front of him. That would have been such a douche move. And now, in the meantime, here's the Stalker just, you know, taking a few pot shots there at the reactor. It's a pretty smart pick right there to go for the reactor, at least shut down whatever the factory is trying to do. And he's gonna probably have to build that up later on and get an opening inside of the base. Double with the mines now being popped up. The engineering bay is already ignored, and the Stalker's gonna start crawling their way into the base of Mausami. 2 Stalkers out in front, and the poor SCV gets caught outside, going for a few right clicks. And now the Stalker is actually taking some damage here from the engineer. Dude, eXoDash, you gotta take care of that. Okay, finally. Oh, you can do this. Oh crap, I'm sorry about that. My bad. Wrong key. So yeah, I was just like, you can actually move the angle of the thing. So sorry about that, guys. And gonna be another Stalker being tossed out here by eXoDash. Mausami though putting out the Reapers once again on the prowl. And it looks like eXoDash actually likes Stalkers. Like, he loves these Stalkers right here. I haven't seen him go for Zealots yet, and now we have a Twilight Council. I fully expect a Blink upgrade to come up here from eXoDash, but now he can go for the second. On the other hand, Mausami's ready with the Orbits command, can easily just float it on to the second base, as he will do. Gonna be building up some SCVs as well. And in the meantime, not really much in terms of the kill count. We do see eXoDash there taking care of a Reaper. And what's that? Oh! Ooh, that's so cool! It's hell, the thing told me that a dropship was coming. That is really cool. And it has 2 Cyclones in. The medevac right now will be the LBC of the game. Pera Padala. Gonna be Cyclone Padala instead. And now here comes Mausami. Gonna be a short little ride. But now Stalkers are in the line of fire. And the medevac just gonna fly in instead to maybe get a little tanking done. Gonna be the Cyclone trying to lock in. And now we'll lock in onto the Nexus. And look how fast those rockets fall. But the medevac now loading the Cyclones in. The Blinks don't, the Stalkers rather, don't have Blink, so it's not gonna work out in their favor for the time being. Medevac now being rallied up to go to the backline. But eXoDash already has the vision into that part. Just waiting on for the pylon to spot this out. And exactly on cue, he sees the Cyclones. It's Surger trying to break the pylon right here. And that's just being ignored so far here by eXoDash. Charge. Interesting to note that he has been building Charge instead of Blink. Even though he has these many stars, doesn't want to use the Blink play. And I don't know. Oh! Huge snipe right there. Onto the medevac, taking down the 2 Cyclones. That's a lot of minerals and gas. Heavily invested there by Mausami, going down the drain. Stimpack now being researched up, and looks like we're gonna go into a tech shift there from Mausami. Gonna be the Marine Marauder medevac comp position for this guy. In terms of units, we do see 3 Widow Mines right now, and they're causing a lot of damage once again. No Observer out yet so far. Oh yes, we do. It's in the base of Mausami, and what really eXoDash really needs to do is just go for the Suicidal Probe. Exactly what he does, putting the Widow Mine, unburrowing it, and you know, getting the kill. Immortal now will be built to try and deal with the Cyclone Menace, but now he gets greeted. He actually gets greeted by a Marine Marauder, Widow Mine, and medevac composition, and I don't think Immortals are really the best against Marines and Marauders. Looking at their phase disruptors, it looks like they're better suited against heavily armored mechanical units instead of biological ones. In the meantime, army supply is a little ahead in terms of Mausami, as well as workers, minerals, and gas as well. Come on, this Terran actually way ahead thanks to the eBay block, as Chad called it, thanks to that solid, oh yeah, eBay, Engineer Bay. I guess he out-auctioned him in that base instead. Now we do see some transfers, and this is the part of the game where they're just trying to tech up. We'll see a more late game focus kind of style, and for some reason a scan here onto the base of Mausami himself. Maybe he's a little scared of DT play, but it doesn't seem like eXoDash favors that. Gonna be researching Blink up and just investing heavily into these gateway units alongside some Immortals. Honestly, the best thing here for eXoDash right now would be to move up the tech tree of the Robo Bay, the Robo Facility rather, and build the Robo Bay. And for now, the whole attacking force of the Protoss army out in front, just keeping an eye on the outside. Already the proxy getting hit, and here comes an engagement from the 2 armies. Infantry and weapons and armor are going to come up, and this will be really key if the Terran can get the upgrade at the opportune moment. As eXoDash commits in, this can be a complete +1 turnaround. Look at how many units he has. There's going to be a lot of damage going the way of the Zealots right now. The Stalkers out in front just trying to do some damage. The Zealots went for the Widow Mines, but now they're gonna fall, and here comes the ball, just keeping the sustain on are these medevacs. The Stalkers now trying to back off when we have some Zealots once again, but the slow is so heavy here in favor of Mausami. eXoDash losing so many units and is forced to pull the probe line. This looks really bad here for eXoDash, honestly. He doesn't even have a numerous number of warp gates. Finally he gets 3 more, so now he's on 8 gate on 2 base. It's gonna be very much of a drain here on the side of EXoDash, and here comes the Liberators bringing in the Freedom. Gonna be Zella charging in, but like the border, gets shot right there by the Liberator. The Stalker now gonna try to set up, and this looks really bad here for EXoDash. Mausami taking his time. Doesn't wanna charge in as the moment, just waiting on for the rest of the army to come back. All those Marines now marching into the fray. Gonna have their orders to destroy the Protoss Menace. The Immortals though gonna come back out, and once again, having Immortals against this isn't really, I don't think this is the best composition against Marine Marauder. Besides having all these Zealots, I would say you would want the, you would actually want the Colossus. Maybe you'd want some Phoenix to get rid of the Medivacs. The Terran army just gonna march into the base. They see a Warp Prism, but they're gonna ignore it. Shield Battery is only wasted by EXoDash, and Mausami will take another victory. And welcome to game number 3. We'll see if EXoDash has learned his lesson and decided to go for some more aggressive play. Maybe we'll see some more army focus here from EXoDash, as well as maybe like the Forge or even some Sky Toss. So Pylon now being put up in a position. Okay, so I guess the position here, looking at the map right now, and gonna be Mausami on the bottom right in the green Terran. On the other hand, top left, EXoDash. So I think these pylon placements here from EXoDash, very interesting. Not really blocking up the ramp, because this is, I realize right now, this is TVP. Usually do the block right when you're playing against Zerg, not so much against Terran, because they can just take some pot shots at your buildings anyway. And then on the other hand, if it's gonna be Zerg, they have to run in unless they go for Roach Hydra, those kind of things. And so yeah, EXoDash just getting the space that he needs, but he really should focus those pylons more as well. Focus on that pylon placement. He has been caught with Artosis pylons in the last 2 games. Very, very dangerous right there. And oh! Cannon Rush? Is this gonna be a Cannon Rush? I don't think so. It's gonna be a little bait right there. So Pylon will be there to try and distract Mausami, but EXoDash gets caught and gets absolutely destroyed. Highly unfortunate there. So now the Pylon just taking a few hits. Oh, it looks like he's actually gonna let build. Nope, never mind. EXoDash canceling it up because Mausami was in the base and noticed there is no Forge. Gonna be the SCV now backing off. His job has been done. He has literally earned his overtime play, as EXoDash will go for a second before Mausami. Marine is put up, however, from the side of the Terran instead of the Reaper. So there is not gonna be much harassment onto the mineral line here of EXoDash. Gonna be a pretty chill game so far for both players. Second Nexus now being put up, and looks like Acid Plant has this one engagement point onto coming into the 2 bases of the Protoss, and then this ramp as well. I've seen people actually put some proxy up here by the rich mineral field, and I've noticed that no one actually rushes the rich mineral field, which could be a gamble play that will work in your favor if you can mine it out efficiently with maximum amount of units. On the other hand, Reactor now is being built, and I fully expect some Marines to come out. Double pumped with the mine will be put up as well. So the Wind Mine looks like it's gonna be for defense. No starport as of yet from Mausami. Oh, never mind. I keep getting corrected here by the game, by the happenings off my screen. And oh no, this is gonna be EXoDash spotting this out. Oh, he spotted it. He noticed that the starport was gonna be coming up, and he has to deal with this accordingly. Gonna be the probe being put up here already, and we don't see a Forge. We don't see a starport. So EXoDash right now just full on in economy once again. Not really much army supply in his part besides these 2 stalkers. We'll work on the tech lab first. Doesn't want to get a face full of maybe some Liberators or maybe even some Banshee play. Oh, it's gonna be Banshee play here from Mausami, but the tech lab already destroyed. This is gonna be absolutely dangerous here for the starport because stalkers can fire upwards. So the poor starport now being bullied. In the meantime, bunker is put up and Mausami is already in here for the long haul into his own base. On the other hand, starport right now just gonna fly off into the base of EXoDash. This is gonna be a little distraction right now. A suicidal building. Immortals are gonna be pumped up as well. Do we have a Warp Prism gonna come in just a moment here from eXoDash. He only has one Robo facility, puts up a Twilight Council, and 3 gates. So 3 gate, 1 Robo, pretty standard stuff on 2 base. Stalkers and Immortals are gonna be the name of the game. On the other hand, the Widowmine is out in front, which will be unfortunate for the Widowmine if after he burrows, due to the fact that he gets a shot out, as now the Starport, you know, getting some vision. Poor Widowmine was get easily bullied, but we have a barrack setup as well as a siege tank here from Mausami. So if we do see some Zealots charge in onto the bunker, the siege tank will be on it, getting the shots out with the shock cannon. On the other hand, let's check out the minerals and gas. So eXoDash looks like he's gonna be focusing on that 2 base markup. He's gonna try and saturate this as much as he can. Gonna be putting up some simulators as well, because he does have a pretty gas heavy comp. Stalkers take up some gas, Immortals as well. And here is gonna Observer just gonna look around. He did spot the Starport outlet a while ago, and the tech lab was researching something, so it's very smart to go for the Observer just in case there is a Starport in the base. But in the meantime, gonna be a tech switch once again from Mausami, committing with these medevacs. Might go for some drop play with the Marines. He is supply. Both players rather are supply blocks. So guys, put up your pylons. And oh no, come on, eXoDash. How many times do we have to say this, man? Look at this. Look at this from eXoDash. Artosis pylon, Artosis pylon. If someone gets a snipe in with maybe like a nuke or just like some banshees or something like some siege tanks from in this area, this is just gonna go all to shit. The Twilight Council and the Cyber Core are both on the same power field, and that immediately gets rid of all the tech there from the production structures here for eXoDash. I really feel like eXoDash is making a big mistake just playing Artosis so much, channeling his inner StarCraft personality. Gates though are being converted. Will we see a 3rd base right now here from eXoDash? What else can I say about this game? What else can I say about the community? How do you guys feel about the StarCraft PH community in the first place? Like, I really see the potential in it. There are a lot of players who are hungry for competition, and we should have some going your way within maybe the month or the next one. Just in the meantime, you know, give some recognition and love to the community. To also show Blizzard that this is feasible. Because, you know, I have a pretty open line with them. Stimpack now is going to be ready. And the Marine just casually strolling in. It looks like he has a visa into the Protoss base, but now it's going to be denied. Staying in way too long. 3 seconds longer than the visa-free entry. Gonna be now the Immortals jumping in. And I love seeing how Warp Prisms load in. They just like turn into data and go inside. It's amazing how the Protoss actually do it. On the other hand, the Medevac has loaded up 6 Marines and 1 Marauder, 1 Bruiser there to take care of his 6 DPS players. Now just reminds me of Overwatch again, the Medevac being the support hero as well. So double drop play will be in full effect. Will the 2 actually spot each other out? Looks like it's not going to be meant to be for the time being. The Warp Prism finally almost at the end of its fantastic journey, and it's gonna be very dangerous right now here for these SCVs. Gonna be dangerous as well to these mules who are gonna come in. The Medevac though has the same idea, and now the 3rd point already, 3rd expansion, they're being hit by some Marines. Siege tank in position. The Warp Prism decided to get out of dodge. In the meantime, the Marine Marauder being a lot more successful. eXoDash taking too long to micro out his Warp Prism. Gonna have a recall out right now, and the Nexus will be glowing to have some Stalkers into play. Oh, huge blink! A huge blink there from the Stalkers, but sadly 8 probes have fallen, and this has to be a lot of work being rebuilt now on the side of eXoDash. This Forge unpowered as well, and he really should stop building these Artosis pylons. The Zealot though taking care of those Marines, the 1 Marine, but he leaves it alone. So obviously eXoDash pressing that all army command. The Marine not really microed up, and goodbye, says the Marine to the world. In the meantime, the Immortals back at it, has a face full of Marines to contend with, but eXoDash not really paying attention. We get a scan out, and this is going to be the Warp Prism and the Immortal squad just being torn apart. Here comes the rest of the army here from Mausami, however, and looking at the army supply, it's going to be in favor of the Terran. Now we do see some siege stuff from both the Liberators and the siege tanks. Basically, the point of this is to give a safe zone there for the incoming attack force of the Terran. Nice blink, but Oh, huge flank there from eXoDash. Takes care of the siege tank first. The Liberators caught napping. And the Stalkers now trying to whittle down those bio units. The Liberator, though, gets focused down, gets taken down. And this is going to be the Protoss in charge of this fight. The charge comes in. The impact damage is there. And here comes a few more of those bouncers. The Marines and the Marauders trying to run away, but they've run out of drugs. Gonna be them back. Gonna be eXoDash winning that out. Absolutely stellar flank right there from the Protoss army. And now we'll see them go for quick little re-attack. Oh, huge Warp Prism drop in. Gonna have 4 Zealots warping in. Mausami caught napping. No real reaction time there, because it does take a while for the Warp Prism to actually put up those Zealots in the first place. He has a few more gonna come out. No, the Warp Prism will back off instead. The Zealots now in a suicide run. You will see them as Dragoons, Stalkers, or Immortals later on into this fight. But now the Siege Stacks get caught out in the open. Very unfortunate for them. The Stalkers, though, not focusing fire there on the Siege Tank, finally gets the kill. The Marines trying to scamper away. Both teams are already very, very close in terms of army supply. And once again, the airplay here from Mausami doing some work. This time it's the Liberators. Oh, 7, oh, 8. Just keeping a count on that Liberator. 10 kills already. And now eXoDash losing so much. Both his bases just losing so much. 17 kills here from this Liberator. Ah, man. My heart weeps there for eXoDash. Mausami doing the economical damage. eXoDash forced to retreat. And this is going to be another reset here for both squads, because both teams need to build up their worker count. Gonna have some mules though, so it will kick the economy in favor of the Terran. Just check out the minerals. Look at that! 2,000 minerals compared to 800! Dude, that is an absolutely terrible time here for eXoDash. But he does have one thing going for him. He has a lot of gas. And honestly, if I were a Protoss in a stuck and sticky situation, I would go for that Templar Archives and go for the either high temp Psionic Storm play with feedback or the Archon itself. But here comes another Liberator, and he's gonna be dispensing some freedom here onto these workers. Goodbye capitalism, hello liberation. It's communism rather. But the Stalker's now gonna dive in and oh, Sentry. Okay, you can do, I guess you can do Sentry too. Sentry is a-okay. Gonna have a scan right now. That was stats to be Liberators are 70 farmers. Talking of Warcraft. That was stats to be minimized. Also, Loco is playing right now. Oh, cool, Loco's playing. Carbot reference. Dude, I love watching Carbot stuff. I'm not sure that was, I didn't mean that to be a Carbot reference, but it is what it is. I'm watching both of them. Cool, yo. Go ahead, guys. Thank you for keeping up with this, you know, this more local production. Look at this Observer just trying to blend in with the medevacs. I know if it's a cloak unit, you see an outline or something, and just look at that, using the medevac model to actually just hide it inside. Doesn't want to get scanned out. Very, very dangerous there for eXoDash. And the vision so tasty here for the Protoss. And now he's gonna move in. He's gonna wait for an opportunity for Mausami to actually be caught napping, not taking care of his army. Mausami though just keeping an eye out on his economy, and it's gonna be Ghost Academy gonna be produced here from the side of the Terran. Will be in a fire and Observer now moving out. The Protoss all the way onto the bottom left. This can be engagement part here into the center, and here come the Guardian Shields minimizing the damage there from the Marines and the Marauders. The Widowmites not burrowed up, finally trying to do so, but 2 have fallen. The third one doesn't even get a shot out, and huge force fields there from the Sentry, blocking the progress there from the Marines and the Marauders. Way too late of a load in from the medevacs, and now this is going to be a base falling on the side of the Terran. Supply depot there to go for a quick little scout, but this is absolutely terrible here for Mausami. Here comes the Bio Ball, however. Force fields once again to minimize the damage, but the Sentries, oh, we're going to have a mass recall, and 1, 2, 3, 4, oh, that was just 3 units there dying in that retreat. So eXoDash getting away by a pretty good length by just staying alive there with enough of his army still into play. He did lose a bunch of sentries, however, and now he's running out of gas. He should actually save that up for the Stalkers, for that Immortals, and honestly, I haven't seen him move up from this text tree. He hasn't moved up from Templar Twilight Council rather into Templar Archives or Dark Shrine. He hasn't moved up from Robo Facility to Robo Bay, and I haven't seen him play a starport whatsoever in terms of upgrades. It's gonna be 1-1 here for the Protoss. Now we have an engage once again. Force field, and here comes the SCVs, but they can't do their job as body blockers. They can't do their jobs as meat shields. The force fields though not working too much in the favor of eXoDash because it does block out the Zealots from charging in. They just get shot into a firing squad. Very unfortunate right there. Some national heroes those Protoss are. I mean, the Stalkers now trying to retreat. Force fields come out once again, and honestly the sentries are just trying to break apart this bio ball here. The Zealots still have all fallen. The Stalkers trying their best, and honestly he should just take care of the medivacs. He should get rid of those medivacs so there will be no retreat. Mausami will be forced to commit. Now another standstill here from both players, and this is gonna be a 15-minute matchup already. Okay, bye Beard. I'm gonna blink in right now, and here comes the Protoss. Absolutely showing amazing force here. And eXoDash wins one out. Honestly, this game went the way of eXoDash due to that pincher attack. Yeah, like my mouse wheel doesn't zoom in. Sad luck, but it is what it is. Speaking of it, it's what it is. Gonna be eXoDash here on the bottom right with the Protoss. On the other hand, here's Mausami on the top left. And I see Mausami just sometimes he gets lazy to move on to the green. But obviously, the green is a reference to look at the clan tag DLSU. And honestly, the email he sent me from was a DLSU email account. So you can safe to say Mausami part of the LaSallian University. Shoutouts to the LaSalle peeps right there. Sub-TAF people. And yeah, rip Happy Tea, by the way. The eXoDash gonna go for a quick little scout. Very smart right here to just keep an eye out on what Mausami is gonna be up to. Raxa is gonna be coming out as well, and the gateway. So pretty much the same thing as per usual. When was the last time I went to LaSalle? Like a few months back, honestly, to go drinking. Mabilis lang ba gameplay ng StarCraft 2? Sucks lang. It's a lot faster nowadays because you really have reason to expand, and the games don't last. They pretty much last as long as Overwatch does sometimes. Sometimes though, as an RTS, there's always the factor it can go long. It's gonna be a standstill game, gonna be a no rush game, a turtle game, that kind of peg. But now second base gonna be coming out, and look at this, and a minute and 30. Just to show you the state of the game in general, within a minute and 30 seconds, you already go for a second base in StarCraft. That I don't think that used to happen too much. Besides, like builds like very aggressive Zerg play. Of course, Forge Fast Expand used to be a thing, and you know the Terran floats. Like if you could find an island or something that had a map that had bases behind rocks, you could always just float on in as a Terran. There was that one map where this was one guy's base, this one guy was another guy's base, and there was an island here, and the Terran was so heavily favored because it was also like a rich mineral field kind of thing. Ah no, that was Wings of Liberties. That was a long time ago, that's for sure. So anyway, what is happening here? Gonna be some army count, and what do both teams have? We'll have the Reaper, and we have the Marine. On the other hand, we have 24 probes. And it's like when you have the Reaper, it's like you guys, the probes are in elementary school, and this Reaper is just that kid who gets held back, and he's a lot bigger than everyone. You just push everyone around, get everyone's lunch, get their money, you know, just be the bully. That's what the Reaper is. But then someone calls in their older brother, the Stalker, and he just keeps an eye out. And that's it. That's pretty much it. The Reaper is forced to stay outside, forced to be on his good behavior. Gonna be a while till Mausami can actually penetrate this base. But the fact that the Stalker is showing up, that should give him enough reason to suspect the Cyber Core is up and about, as well as Warp Gate in just a bit. And already that confirms it. Oh, he sees the Robo Facility. So immediately Mausami knows we have pretty much the same build here from eXoDash. Gonna be trying to get a pick off onto one, but honestly that Reaper just almost pays for itself. Sadly, Legas will not go anywhere besides the graveyard. Medivac now gonna be come out, double pumping Marines as well, and I expect a drop play with around 6 Marines, 5 to 6 Marines, and this Widow Mine. On the other hand, he can also use this for defense. Gonna put the Widow Mine here, of course, and the bunker will be filled up with a quad of Marines. And boom, goes the Stalker. Goodbye, Stalker. With the mine, done the job. Gonna scamper off into the sunset. Gonna back off this time, being protected by that bunker. And the fact is, this bunker is just only a deterrent. He didn't even put in 4 at once. He just put in 1 just to make it a little scary there for eXoDash to actually dive in. But now, speaking of dashing in, we have the Warp Gate gonna come out. And of course, we have the Twilight Council. So I fully expect either the charge or the blink to come out first. Third gate is gonna be built. Fourth gate is gonna be built. So 4 gate, 1 robo, and blink first. Oh, it's 5th gate. So 5 gate, 1 robo, 6 production structures is more than fine here for the Protoss onto base. Can have an early assimilator as well. So 3 gas. He needs the gas here for the Immortals for that blink to get as much research as he can. And so far, we see the exact same thing here from eXoDash. Honestly, if I were Mausami, I would just figure out that eXoDash loves these Artosis pylons and just build Banshees or anything that kills pylons very, very quickly. Maybe in a battle cruiser, that'd be fun. Depends pag laro. Pwede maging passive ang isang player, depende sa strategy build mo. Yep, you can go for the turtle play, base defenses, like bunkers, you know, floating cannons. And, oh, where else all those probes die? Was that in the backline? Looks like it was. Oh, he put a Widow Mine here. There was drop play and the Widow Mine onto the assimilator line. Not really what you would see commonly, honestly. You don't see that too commonly because the probes have an iframe. When they're inside the assimilator, they can't actually die. That'll be another set of drops, and here comes the Widow Mine. It's gonna be absolutely terrible here for eXoDash. Huge hit onto 2 probes. Gonna be 7 kills there for the Widow Mine before it does die. Gonna be another burrow in, and this Medivac just dropping them bombs. Can't make some terrorist reference right here, but he has been he's been making lots of explosives, that's for sure. This Widow Mine paying for itself, doing a lot of damage onto the economical lines here of eXoDash. The workers are the first to be bullied and the first to be let go. Such is the way of the proletariat. Scan now comes out and he already spots out the Warp Prism, so he knows eXoDash wants to play it that game as well. Go for the aerial play in terms of unit loss. However, look at that, 14 killed, 13 workers dead. Absolutely unfortunate there for eXoDash. The Observer though keeping an eye on the front line, and he already sees these siege tanks once again. Look at that. Spotting, he has a lot of vision actually of what's going on the base of Mausami. Knows the starport is building up, sees all this. He sees all this and he should be a little scared right now as they're gonna come in. The real question is, will eXoDash finally decide to change up his tech, go for something besides Stalkers, or will we just stay with his old fatal 4-legged friends? On the other hand, here comes the drop now from the Immortals. A perfect transfer into the Warp Prism. It's gonna try to fly off. The SCP is just idling about, having a little Starbucks break. And the Marines just chasing after them. Not gonna work out in their favor. Have a recall at the end. Just, I guess Mausami there, eXoDash rather, a little too scared of maybe some Viking play here from the Terran. Third base now being set up, and the Mule's gonna start things off on the mineral field. Third base here for eXoDash as well. And looks like we are gonna go into a pseudo longer game for the time being. The Zealots and Stalkers though set up onto the side. Charge is completed. Combat shield will be up as well. This is gonna be very, very key, just in case the Marines get surrounded and the siege tank fires onto the Zealots. Gonna make them a little more tanky. Oh, goodbye, Observer. That is one Observer who did not live to tell the tale, to be honest. eXoDash and Mausami gonna move up at the same time. This Medivac though will go for a quick little scout play. Oh, will he see this? He sees the sentries, and now the Medivac is gonna be under attack.
Hey, your base is under attack. It's a trap.
Oh, I got scared of the announcers, but here it comes. EXoDash on the third base. Gets rid of the command center. That is a huge pickoff, honestly. Putting Mausami with the supply block. But now the Marines and the Marauders doing a lot of damage in the backline. The recall is available. No, it's not. It's on cooldown. He sadly used it on the drop play there. Honestly, unnecessary for that warp presentment. Now he's gonna get caught with his pants down. The Zealots now being warped in, and both bases under attack. The third is already destroyed. Here comes the bulk of the Protoss army, but will they get caught into the middle? They're gonna focus on the advanced scouting party first, and here comes the bulk of Mausami's army. Will he actually engage onto this? Some Stalkers and some Zealots, though, very imposing onto the MMM brawl. But now to equalize this, gonna be some siege tanks being loaded in, and he's gonna take the high ground. This is gonna be very interesting now from Mausami. Look at, he's sieged up and will engage onto the line of sight of the siege tanks. Dash in a world of hurt. The Marines and Marauders and the siege tanks trying to focus it down, but a perfect warp in now from Dash. Mausami will just back off instead, losing all those siege tanks. Gonna be some drop plays still, and he ends up wasting units, honestly, there. So eXoDash gonna be holding on to that. That was creative there from Mausami, but the execution a little sloppy. Honestly, putting up here, and what he really should have done, got rid of this pylon, or got rid of any of these pylons instead. So don't warp in right beside those siege tanks. The Zealots easily circling around those tanks, and the tanks were just shooting each other. Mausami though does have another set of reinforcements, SCVs as well, and they're just gonna pretty much die. Will this be a Manor expansion? And here comes the Terran in full force. This is the human breeding program here from Mausami right now, and eXoDash already will lose access to those Stalkers the moment this pylon falls. Sentries are being put up, and he's gonna be siege tanks, just trying to get some shots out once again. eXoDash though backing off into the mineral line. Joke lang. I thought if it gets depowered, it actually turns it off. No, it's not. So the Cyber Core unpowered, sadly. But in the scheme of things, I don't think it actually does much, because he can just warp in those Stalkers. He doesn't have the minerals, however. He warped in some Zealots instead, and now the pot shots being taken. If he gets a Cyber Core, this is gonna be huge, because eXoDash doesn't have the capacity rather to actually build it up, and now the Zealots and the probes on the suicide run. The Immortals though being protected and getting some free hits onto the siege tanks. Some focus fire coming out now, and the last of the probes, Immortals and sentries have fallen. GG is called, and Mausami will take the win. And now let's introduce our players for the final time. eXoDash here on the top right, blue Protoss on the bottom left, Mausami, red Terran, has the anime portrait still, and good luck, have fun's being traded by both players. Will we see some cheese once again? A while ago we saw some proxy play from both players, but this time gonna have the probe scouting around, just gonna look for the base, and of course gonna look for an opening as to where to set up. It's gonna be some proxy play. There's gonna be some proxy play, because the probe is gonna stop there. Is waiting for an opportunity to go for the pylon. And yeah, come on, don't prove me wrong. Come on, probe, tell me you're gonna build a pylon. Oh no, gonna be a gateway here. So maybe the probe will actually build something later. Maybe a starport. A quick little to be continued there from eXoDash. Cue the roundabout music. Speaking of roundabout, however, Mausami just gonna go around the base of eXoDash, patrol in, patrol out, get back to work. So the gateway will be built, no Zealot, but it's gonna be a Cyber Core rush once again. Gonna go for that gateway tech. Second gas is gonna be coming out, so obviously we see some Stalkers now gonna be into play. And eXoDash very excited for that assimilator come out. Already has 3 probes queued in. Will the SVB do something daring? Because maybe eXoDash actually doesn't have vision of this area. He can actually build up a proxy thing here, because he doesn't see the SCV anymore, just lounging around. Finally, a new pylon is going to be built. Supply depot barracks wall is set up here for the Terran so far. SCV is trying to build up once again, and second command center now being built, so we see some economical focus now going the way of Mausami. No real army so far. It's just gonna be a Marine being queued up here for the Terran. Second Marine is gonna be there as well, so it tells me, oh, it's a bunker in the back line. Interesting. So we have a bunker here on the top part, and now the robo facility will be doubled. So double pump immortal into warp prism drop, I believe. Maybe have an observer in play as well, or if he's extremely ballsy, he's gonna use his proxy here to proxy Colossus. I have never heard of that before. I just literally got that out of my ass, and now I want that to happen. Now I want that to happen. So Panic Sun being built into the backline. Honestly, the pylon placement here from eXoDash has been very interesting beside these Aptosis pylons. He builds these pylons here, but he doesn't really build the forge. So he doesn't really have the anti-air defense. All he has is the fact that he can warp in that area close enough to the Nexus, I believe. Now Immortals are being pumped out. The Stalker is gonna be there, and oh no, it's gonna get spotted by Mausami. Absolutely unfortunate right now here from the Protoss. He knows the robo facilities are just there. How will Mausami actually respond? He has 3 barracks being built up. Starport is gonna be set up as well. The Factory now getting the tech lab, and I honestly believe that we'll see some siege tanks instead. The Marines though are already bunkered inside, shooing away that Stalker. The Immortal gonna crawl in once again, and eXoDash will go for the quadrupedal lineup. The 4 legs good lineup, 2 legs, what the fuck? Oh, the Q there from the Terran. So the painting screwing up Mausami, and now he loses the supply depot, loses the racks as well. The Immortals doing work against the structures, and the Marines not really amassed. So the Immortals actually working out the card. The double Immortal proxy here working out in favor now of eXoDash. This is actually dangerous because he has to build up the supply in the backline, and I always expect him to use rather the call supply power here for the Immortals command. The Marine's gonna come in once again, but here comes another set of Immortals, and now the drop play gonna be putting those Immortals in to get rid of the focus fire, and now one of the Immortals gonna go all the way inside. Look at that! Look how far the Immortals can be loaded in, and GG well played. eXoDash cheesing it up with the double proxy robo facility. Naipit tank niya. That is absolutely unfortunate. Losing that siege tank. Oh no, he did lose a siege tank. It's there! Oh no! Oh my god, Mausami! No counter against these Immortals right now with the siege tank right over there. Gonna be eXoDash taking our last game in a very interesting fashion.